That's what everyone says. They just don't get my impressions. Oh. Django's poorly timed applause has been a really good bit.
Totally a bit.
Baby's first audio board. Baby's first soundboard. He's got 8 audios of different farts. Just 8 different farts. Applause,
I really don't have my... Oh, I got this one now.
Applause, doink, and farts.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The fader works pretty good too.
Good fade. It's such a good bit considering the fade, the ongoing fade conversation about music in our comic shop.
This interface is like,
Killer
yes,
fade,
it's going to
Django.
fade, and then it doesn't fade, and then I do the other one, and it's like, it's definitely not going to fade, and then it definitely doesn't fade.
Killer fade, Django. I want to see if my thing makes thumbs, and it doesn't.
Hey,
what you are listening to right now is some audio-based humor that's actually based around video, but it's video-based humor, because why, if not anything, we tend to our listeners. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Comics Place Presents a Perfectly Accessible Podcast. This is a comic book podcast that we stream live. It's like a video show now.
Mm-hmm.
We do fun things. We have guests come on. Oftentimes we spin wheels. We eat spicy things. There's always laughs. We have that fun black and white segment every week where we like pretend we're like old timey. So if you are listening to this and you're like, wow, that all sounds like a really good, fun bit I want to be a part of, you can watch this podcast and listen to us introduce ourselves slowly. My name is Jeffrey Figley.
My name is Django.
My name is Roman.
The Rodeo. Django, the Rodeo Baron.
That's me. I'm a Baron of the Rodeo. There's songs
Before we
about
get
me.
too far into this, can I ask a little bit about your Baron stewardship?
Yeah.
Is there a time frame on that? Are you good to go forever? Is that expiring? Do you need to upkeep it?
I think it was 2 years, and I am no longer technically a Baron.
Okay.
So you don't have to call me Baron Boren anymore if you don't want to.
You were such a stickler about that for quite a few years. I think you went over your 2 years limit, honestly.
Well, nobody knew.
Now I do.
Yeah. So at the time, it was totally legit.
So are you a deposed Baron now, or it just ended?
What happened to your plot of land?
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody else owns it now. I think I'm a Baron in exile is what they call it.
Oh, that's cooler. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played bass for Barons in Exile in high school. It was dope as hell. Hey, one of the things that we like to do on this comic book based podcast, that's right, you guessed it, these 3 boys run a comic shop and they are excited to talk to you after a little bit of time away, a little backpacking journey. We don't take a ton of time away, and so when we do, it's a backpacking journey, and it oftentimes ends up being in the winter, because that's kind of the only time we let ourselves take time off. And Roman, he lost a foot. He lost his left foot, froze. And we like to start that by hearing from our friend Will Elmer.
Hello, and happy episode number 415. My friends, happy new year. Happy new podcast year. As always, anytime there's a hiatus, we miss you and excited to have you back in our lives. But, New Year's, resolutions time, goal setting time. I'm curious. You guys got any resolutions, any goals, anything you're going to stop or start doing in 2026? Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome. P.S. My goal, spend more money on comics, baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, last year my goal was to stop vaping, and we all know how that went.
I don't think we do.
Oh, vape free. So it's time to start a new resolution. Because Will did this last year, so we have to proclaim on here. So Django, what's yours?
Mine is to do more things on purpose.
Nice.
Pretty good. Huh? I just made that up.
Yeah, that is good.
That's funny because mine is to do more things accidentally, so we'll balance out cosmically.
Yep. That's
yeah.
the way.
Mine is like, it's not fully formed yet, but it's something about working on creating systems in my home life to help structure and organization here with my partner. Trying to align, like getting back on grocery shopping in an organized way, and like just some like basic fundamental things that over the last year and a half we've fallen out of being good at upkeeping. So working on getting back on the horse on some of those sorts of things, you know.
That's good. That's a good thing to commit to for the new year.
Thanks, Django.
Yeah, buddy.
And Roman, yours was?
You should help me with some systems, Jeff, because
I don't know.
I want to organize and get rid of some stuff. I just got too much stuff in this apartment.
And Django and I also have a separate goal that we talked about. And this year, we're going to start figuring out how to make our money make us money.
Yeah.
So we're going to
plant it in the ground.
Where to be storing our money for it to be giving us the most interest and benefits in the long run. So Django and I in 2026 are figuring out how to make our money make us money.
I bought a storage unit full of mattresses, and I'm just going to put it under those and see which mattress is best for making money make money.
And then I love this because I don't have to do the initial investment of the money under each mattress. So I just get to wait till he finds out which is the profitable one and then put my money under all of my money under that one.
Yep. Yeah. It's a pretty good plan, I think. We'll see how it goes by the end of the year. And if you stick around to the end of the podcast, we'll give you the address of the storage unit and the key so you can go in and put your own money under it.
That's why prisons are such a thing, you guys. It's like the way that the government can get a whole bunch of beds and they've got mattresses working on turning a profit, you know? So like it's the only way that they can get that many beds with bodies sleeping on them to potentially be making money. That all makes sense, you guys. I'm not losing my mind in 2026, am I?
Nope. It all tracks.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we're talking about prisms here. Did I say prisms? We're talking about the fracturing and distribution of light here at the Comics Place Presents, a perfectly acceptable podcast. And because of that, we want to talk about prison. You ever been to a prison? You ever visited prison?
Wait, is it prison or is it Ark-M or is it Deluge? There are a handful of prison books out this week, Jeff.
You ever been to a prism?
Yeah.
You ever
where light goes when it's bad. It gives it time to reflect.
This is a one-shot in the Absolute Batman line of comic books from DC Comics. That means that it is written, at least in part, by Scott Snyder. This one, however, is co-written by Frank Thierry. Interesting to note that. And this has art by Joshua Hickson with colors, which I thought were stupendous in this issue. Colors by Roman Stevens.
Yay.
So worth pointing out, great coloring. So yeah, this is is it the second or third one shot that they've done in Absolute Batman?
We had an annual and then this, right?
Yeah, that's true. And we had I guess Absolute Evil. Was kind of agnostic. So yeah, we recently in the last issue met Absolute Joker, or at least got an idea of who that character is. And this issue is like mostly told in the form of letters that might be journal entries from Amadeus Arkham, who was alive a long time ago. And he ran the place, the asylum, that then burnt down and was purchased by the bad guy that we've learned about in Absolute Batman, who's been doing terrible things in it. Does that sound right? Does that sound like I'm recounting this?
Yeah, you're recounting it. I have to admit, I read all of this week's comics before Christmas because we got them all in so early, and I made the mistake of grabbing the wrong week's issues. So I'm catching up here.
Oh, I just read them because I was an excited little buddy.
But yeah, that all sounds right, and this gives us a really interesting kind of setup. Like I liked how the doctor was really there to help people, and he made a bad choice and he helped a bad person, but he was kind of bamboozled. Like the whole way the mystery is set up and executed, I thought was really cool.
Jim, can I get something off my chest?
Yeah,
I want to I want to talk about these books in a candid and honest fashion that might not totally respect people who have not read these books.
All right. So spoiler alert is what
Okay,
you're saying.
spoiler alert. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I got the green light there. Okay, cool. That was the main thing I wanted off my chest, because to follow up on some things.
Yeah, let's do it. Follow up
Well,
away. Follow up
so-
and away.
So in this, we've got like this journal, we've got Ark-M, there's a little boy, and then there's this smiling, laughing man, and there's like a mismemory in it, and they go down and check some masonry and realize something happened not in the way that the guy thought happened. Can you explain that twist to me, Django? Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, so like Arkham kind of adopts a little boy who helps out at the asylum.
Just a little bit. He kind of does.
Yeah, like not like the
Soft
kids
adoption.
helping him out. It's a whole thing in Arkham. The
Yeah.
laws there for adoption are really loose.
They have soft adoption laws and then hard adoption laws.
Yeah, and this is more of a ward situation, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Yeah. Which also the Worlds of Batman has tomes written about.
So many wards.
Yeah.
And so like the spoiler is that when there's a prison break and it seems like the guy escaped with the kid, it turns out that the kid escaped and killed the guy, right? And we discover the old man, the guy's body in the end, with a note from the kid to the warden. So I think what it's indicating is that the kid is the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And like the guy was the guy that was laughing, but that guy died.
Yeah.
So the laughing is
the kid killed him, murdered him.
Right.
With a toothbrush, a sharp toothbrush.
Yeah, that was Jack
Spoiler
Doe.
alert. Yeah.
And we got some names as well.
Yeah. I don't remember the kid's name, but Jack Doe was
Grim. They said Jack Grim,
laughing guy. Oh yeah, maybe it's Grim. Maybe that's the kid's name.
Yeah, and I think we had that in the last issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Batman
Because in
15.
the bat, yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was really cool. I like the art. I like the mystery. I think I kind of suspected that the kid was bad a little bit early on, but they did a good job of like redirecting you away from that and being like, oh no, I'm probably just a paranoid weirdo who reads too many comic books. And then at the end, it was not like fall down on your face surprise, but it was a little bit of a surprise, which I liked.
Right. And like, yeah, my first time through it, as we were seeing this like smiling man and, thinking he is the bad guy, I was thinking, okay, cool. Well, we met the Joker in that issue. So I guess he's like lived forever, kind of like we've learned. And this is just some period of his life he was in here, as, in his middle ages. And then you're like, no, it must be that the Joker, that character we met, was the young boy who has then grown up since then, which is, interesting. Why is this kid eternal?
Because he eats the flesh of the living,
right,
or whatever.
Right, cannibalism, that whole diet and those benefits, right?
Yeah, which I think was one of the theories. Maybe it's from Alan Moore's From Hell that Jack. I don't remember if there was actually in the actual Jack the Ripper cases if there was any cannibalism or not, but somehow it was a theme, I think, in From Hell that maybe he was immortal and was given that energy by the murders he committed. And the kid here it's indicated that he was Jack the Ripper.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really like this. I like the art. There were bits of it, like a lot of it felt really kind of simple, almost like Warren Pleece, if you remember his stuff in like Sandman Mystery Theater and, some of the early Vertigo stuff. Yeah. But like during the fire scene, there's some stuff in there that looks a lot like Cam and Coley to me. I don't know if you guys caught that, but like just the sunken eyes and the way the heads were, it looked a lot like some Cam and Coley art. And the last page, we get the first appearance of Absolute Deathstroke, who seems to have I mean, I think those are robot legs. So maybe Absolute Deathstroke is in reality Darth Maul.
Okay, so the Darth Maul connection is something I was waiting for,
Mhm.
and that makes sense. I was thinking he had a little bit of, if you look at his face and just sort of the way that the shadows fall on it, I was thinking maybe we were dealing with a little bit of a Dracula.
Dracula.
I was wondering if maybe we were dealing with if we had ourselves a little bit of a Dracula situation.
I think it's probably both. It's probably Dracmaul.
Dracmaul. Dracmaul, right, because that was the Game of Thrones guy, right?
Yeah, sure.
Dracmaul. Yeah, okay. Confession, Jeff Figley.
What we're here for.
Year of our Lord 2026. You fire a Deathstroke bullet and it's gonna miss me every time. And I know Roman says not likely because he's a great shot, but no, like I just don't. That's a character that doesn't really do anything for me because I haven't read those like Teen Titans comics where he was a thing. But anyway, that's not a huge revelation for me.
Yeah, in high school, a girlfriend and I broke up, and when I asked if she wanted to get back together again, she asked me to look up the definition of ambivalent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I would tell Deathstroke if he tried to get me to read his next issue.
Ambivalent, unable to choose between two states of emotional valence, therefore
not even tempted to choose.
Yeah.
I don't think about you at all, Deathstroke.
Yeah, ambivalence. Wow. Yeah. And all that said, pretty great issue. I thought it worked well. They said there's gonna be like some big first appearances, and I don't know if there were. If there were some names, and then there was some like wings and some vines.
Deathstroke.
Well, Deathstroke.
He's a pretty big first appearance for everybody except us.
Yeah. If it's either Deathstroke or it's a bit of a Dracula. Like we might have a little bit of a Dracula on our hands.
Drockstroke.
A Drockstroke on our hands. Drockstrap.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to Drockstrap. Yeah, but Roman, what did you think of it?
Are you kidding? The first appearance of Man Bat and Poison Ivy? Awesome. Maybe Deathstroke, maybe those are just really cool boots. Or maybe he's a cyborg. I don't know. I love this. This is my favorite, probably my favorite one shot from Absolute Batman so far. I love the mystery. I love the art. Love the horrible, tragic way it starts and the ends. Because that's what you need in Batman. Lots of tragedy. I thought this was a great issue. 10.
Dang. All right.
Maybe I just had Drock on the brain because, it's got that sort of like Bram Stoker's Drock, like, written in letters, kind of gothic horror vibe to it as well.
Uh-huh.
So
it's in an asylum where Renfield might hang out.
Yeah, it makes sense that, Roman just mentioned that. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is like kind of right up Roman's alley.
Yeah, it's epistolary like Frankenstein and Dracula.
What is epistolary, Roman, please?
It's the part that hangs off the flower.
Yeah. The epistolary in the stamen. Written in
Roman, it's
just letter format or journal entries.
You can't say stamen.
Stamen.
Epistolary and stamen.
Demonetized.
So
it's not a record, Roman, but it's true.
Armani!
It's all been stamened out.
I give it a 9.0.
Okay, and Django, tell me if I'm wrong, but Roman gave it a 10.
Yeah.
So you gave it a 9 and Roman gave it a 10.
What do you got, Jeff?
I'm gonna say 9.5.
Nice, right down the middle.
Yeah, you know what? I wasn't gonna. Yeah, exactly.
I could tell it wasn't in danger of getting a 10 from you.
No, but you guys, listen. I'm not sure if our friend is here yet that doesn't like Batman chatter, but we should probably get Batman number 5 out of the way before he shows up.
Probably true.
All right, listen. Let's get Batman number 5 out of the way before anybody shows up and finds out that we're talking about Batman at 7:48 on a Sunday. Wow, what a late time to be recording. This is a perfect time to be talking about Batman #5, written by Matt Fraction with art by Jorge Jimenez, because Django Boren, my co-host in this endeavor, was just down smelling the pistol and stamen of Matt Fraction himself in Portland at a signing. Tell everybody about it.
Yeah, we went. Erica and I went down to see Matt Fraction doing a signing at Comics Adventure, just south of Portland in Milwaukee. It's a shop owned by a guy named Bruce, who is just a badass. I'm inspired, and there's something interesting in the way that he runs his store. Every time I go into his store, we're on video, and
tobacco. It is,
and it's so he had a signing with Matt Fraction, and we got to go down there and chat with him for a minute. We met up with Craig Mueller, who drove down all in one day. He drove down and back to Portland, which
I didn't know you saw Mew Mew Bear.
Yeah, we got there in time to see him. I had no idea that Craig was 22 years old and able to drive to Portland and back in one day, because I certainly wasn't. I went down and came back the next day.
Yeah,
but Matt Fraction is a pleasure. And this comic is awesome. He whispered some secrets into our ear about some appearances that are coming up and some printing trickery that they're going to be doing, which I'm super excited for.
What was it like getting to see a crowd of people at a signing around him? Was there a lot of fanfare where people were excited? Did it seem like his book is being received very well? What was his response on people's response of his book? The last time we saw him at San Diego was right before it started coming out, so he was like, "I hope people like it."
Yeah. No, he was super nice, super grateful for everybody. People thanked him, and he thanked them back, because without the readers, he wouldn't be there.
It's true.
Just a nice dude. I guess the line wrapped like pretty far through the store. I would say there were probably 30 or 40 people there. And people were coming in. He was there for a couple hours, and people were just hanging out and getting stuff signed. Awesome. I got a special present signed for our friend Shannon Merritt that we shipped off today. A little bit. I wanted to make sure that I sent him a little bit of a gratification and a little bit of a disappointment. And I think we'll find out when he gets the package. But I think it'll be both of those things for him.
I wonder what the disappointment's about.
Well, it's the wrong issue, but it's the right series.
Oh, okay. So Batman #5. When I got into work, I had not read this yet on Wednesday morning, and Django and Sean were there, and they were both like, "That was a fun issue." Django was like, "That's a fun issue," and Sean was like, "That's a fun issue." So I thought to myself, that sounds like a fun issue. And when I read it today, I remembered those echoing jingle jangle words in my head of, "That's a fun issue." And I was reading it, and this was a fun issue.
Yeah. Just like a little one and done sort of feeling adventure with Batman and his hot scientist employee.
Can I
tell you things you shouldn't do with an employee?
Can I tell you something? Give me more handsome Batman Bruce Wayne having first date not date with spicy lady employee. So probably, like I mentioned in the last issue, probably not something Batman would do, but then I was reminded that Bruce Wayne is a character. So this is allowed to be not perfect, and it's Matt Fraction. So I just loved it. I loved their banter dynamic, and it reminded me of being young and on my first date. Do you remember your first date?
No.
Take me back. What was it?
It was okay. I remember the first time I held hands in a movie theater.
Oh, what was it?
Well, I can't remember. It was either Hunt for Red October or Beetlejuice, and I seriously couldn't tell you which one it was. I saw both of those that summer.
Man, okay.
Yeah.
My first kiss was in Remember the Titans.
Oh.
Second row. Second seat farthest to the left.
So just a little bit exhibitionist.
Just a little exhibitionist.
Just in the front of the movie theater.
Just a little exhibitionist guy down there. And it's just been a variation on that theme since then, you know. But let's just say my tastes have gotten, well, you know, more evolved. Yeah,
Thank you, internet.
this Bruce was just awesome. Yeah, I loved it. You know, there's a part of you that's like, I don't know, she's gonna be like, where'd you get all this? It's what I like is a serious person who would overthink things could be disappointed. And I like that because I want to be encouraged to not overthink things and therefore find disappointment in things. Because life, as I'm beginning to understand it, is something that's meant to be enjoyed. I'm recently learning.
Yeah, that's why we get fast cars
And fast food.
and bulletproof shirts.
So Django, as
Yeah.
our Fast and Furious expert,
Mhm.
I was curious when Bruce does a certain move in here, when he slides the car around and causes his motorcycles to crash into him.
Yeah.
Is that a Tokyo Drift?
No, drifting is more of like when you do a controlled skid around a corner
Oh, okay.
with some gas and some brakes
Oh,
and lots of squealing.
Smoke
and,
sometimes. We'll get
some smoke, and whoever's chasing you isn't quite as good at it as you are.
And you'll probably smell some burnt rubber.
Yeah. Bro.
Okay.
Probably smell a little burnt rubber. Okay, guys. When was the last time that Bruce had a girlfriend in comics? I guess Catwoman. Yeah.
Yeah. So like this is an interesting thing to do. I mean, you know, we've
The
seen
intro Bruce.
Yeah.
It's like introduce, but
okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, good one. Should we do another take?
No. I think all of our reactions, even my own, showed the value of that one.
Oh,
you gotta leave
dang.
some on the floor, right?
We need to give the editor something to do.
Yeah, we don't need to go back for a second one on that, guys.
You know, this is not a super out of line situation for Bruce. This is not the first time that he's dated somebody from Wayne Tech. Not the first time he's dated a scientist. I mean, he was dating a scientist in Detective Comics 3 issues ago,
Yeah,
and
you're
she
right.
poisoned
They
him.
Banged, didn't they?
I
feel
think
like they
so.
banged in the first issue.
Yeah. So
Okay,
like,
well, listen, I don't mind if we're in an era where Bruce, as Batman, is able to have multiple sexual partners.
yeah. I'm just curious how this one's going to betray him, because that's
Okay.
99% of the time. That's what they either betray him or they die.
But I think this one might be I think this one might be the one. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
All right.
Okay. So she's intelligent. Okay. She's capable. She's morally on the right side based on her pursuits that we overheard in the previous issue.
Yep.
And, you know, the fun banter. Don't disregard the fun banter, Django.
Yeah.
There
So
was some
you're
fun
right.
banter. But no, my final point, and what I think you cannot disagree with, is that there's a wonderful cliffhanger at the end of this issue where Robin and Damian shows up, and he's like, "Come on, father," in that classic way that Damian, you know what? You got code names for a reason, big guy.
Yeah,
He
dummy.
gets down there, and little did he know that father's on a date, and this girl is now seeing Bruce in his handsomes talking to Robin, his son, calling him father, and she hears it. And she looks like, you know, a mix between Posh Spice and Sporty Spice right there. So like right up my alley. So I'm thinking it's going to be fun. I think we got some fun stuff coming on right there.
Yeah. Does that mean she has to die? Not betray him, but die.
Probably.
Oh, come on, you guys. What the sick puppy is going on in your head?
Probably, now that she knows the secret.
She'll live forever.
Yeah.
She'll be part of the gang.
That's what I was thinking.
They're not even going to give her a costume. Sorry, go ahead, Roman.
And what about one of the main things I like about this issue is the introduction of this new villain who's looks like she's manga inspired and may or may not be she is supernatural. She becomes a flock of birds. What's her name? The Ojo.
Yeah, and she's got like a Maryland Moonlight kind of, not a cowboy hat.
She
but a
made me
big
think of that
fucking brim.
character.
And she's got like the Ray's jacket, but it's a little bit crookedy and sideways and more Asian. Like, yeah, I thought she was pretty awesome.
And I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly because I don't know what are those, Jeff? What do those lines mean over the
Well, I'm
O's?
trying to find a spelling of it right now. But one thing I will point out is that I am quite fond of her bolds.
Birds.
Oh, right.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't actually find the
Boys.
spelling of her name, but yeah, her
It's
bolds are very good.
OJO.
Yeah, it's on the cover.
Ojo. Yeah, probably Ojo.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sweet.
Yeah, we didn't get much about her, just that she makes balds and she was, chasing this doctor because there's a bounty on her head.
Yeah.
And I just love the amount that this series so far has been standalone versus like laced together. I feel like it was an issue 4. Somebody in the shop was like, I thought this was all going to be like one shots. And I was like, it pretty much is, but like in the perfect amount that like it justifies that they exist next to each other and that they connect a little bit, right? Like, this doctor had some stuff from last time, but anyway, it's like a totally different villain from last. Anyway, love it, big fan. I have a score to give it, but I feel like we should do it quick before anybody comes in here and hears us celebrating Batman.
I'm gonna give it a 10.0.
Mom, get out of here! I'm 9.5ing.
9.5 for Jeffrey.
And I'm gonna give it a 9.
9 for Roman.
Same spread so far, you guys.
Man, a lot of our favorite Batman issues in the last few years have been date issues. That Batman and Superman ones, and my favorite is the Batman Annual #2 with Catwoman.
It's just because we're middle-aged men trying to find a spark in this world, we want to believe that we can go to the fair and have a wonderful time, right?
True.
Aren't we all just
true
trying to find a spark? Is it crazy to you that I'm reading Shredder 4 issues in? No, and I'll tell you why, dear William Elmer.
That's the wrong picture. Sorry, Will Elmer.
Listening at home and not watching,
You just revealed Shredder's identity.
William Elmer called in earlier. It was great that Django played a beautiful photo of William Elmer. Oh God, he's such a handsome man, and that photo was taken in my bedroom, no less. 4 issues into a Shredder series, and it's one of the first books that I read when it comes into my stack. And I think that it does make more sense when we reconsider who it's written by, and it's written by Dan Waters, who just finished Dark Patterns. He finished Dark Patterns. I still have not. This is just like kind of, I've casually read Turtles books on and off for the last handful of years. I read the first 6 issues of Jason Aaron's run, and it didn't stick with me, but a bunch of series started around that time, and this one did after a while, but it doesn't seem super connected to anything. I just know that Shredder has a great character design. At one point, there was a mini series called Shredder in Hell, which leads me to believe at some point Shredder went to hell and is now, through that. So that's cool. So he's, felt kind of old, but not old, kind of a bad guy, but not a bad guy, and has probably been to hell. So I'm very interested in him. And then Dan Waters, sometimes I get From Software video game vibes from his books. And this issue specifically gave me very strong Sekiro vibes, specifically when you're at the monk temple and there's all the centipedes, that crazy stuff where they're experimenting with living forever and immortality. Well, he finds this monk place, and there's worms, there's a whole undercurrent of worms throughout this series. He keeps seeing worms. You don't know if it's real or not, but they seem horrific. But anyway, the monks are all made out of worms instead of centipedes. So I just want to say this has been a great book. It's Dan Waters, 4 issues in, so I bet it's going to be 6. But it's the coolest turtle book that I've taken in. God Exists confirmed in TMNT by Kiston Rowe. You're right, yes, because of the hell. So Eastman and Laird, thank you. Knocked it down. Locked it down. Shredder number 4. I give you a 9.0.
Oh, wow.
Take
that. Good score.
Take that.
I would like to talk a little bit about a comic that I read, if you don't mind.
The floor is yours, Django. I'll step aside, but do remember, you're on video.
No, I'm not. It's Absolute Superman number, whatever number this is.
Number 15.
Number 15. Roman, you read this too. I think Jeff didn't.
Convince Jeff to get back on Absolute Superman.
Favorite art of the series so far.
Who is it?
Yep.
It's Juan Ferreira.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ferreira. And it's, I don't know. I always like this guy's art, and I wish, like, I think Albuquerque's pretty good. But this tickles me a little bit more. We're getting a story of Superman after he's lost access to Soul, his cape, and his AI. And it's him visiting, who is it? It's Ra's al Ghul, the leader of the Lazarus, right?
Yeah.
And he's visiting Ross in prison over the issue and reading him letters from people forgiving him. And it's really good. It's really good. Other things happen. We get Hawkman and an awesome thing with Brainiac just walking down the street in small town America with weird robot legs. But the Ra's al Ghul stuff I thought was really, really effective. And this is the issue that is probably going to keep me reading Absolute Superman, because I was on the fence. I like it, but in a busy week, it doesn't necessarily always pull me right all the way in.
I love this one because it's just a whole lot of this Superman kind of really coming into his own as doing, all the things Superman should do throughout the issue, social justice stuff, saving people, getting used to the idea of, okay, this is what Superman does. Trying to saving people all the time, all over the world, but also realizing I can't be everywhere at once. And spending this time keeps going back to Ra's al Ghul, who he caught last issue, because he believes that even Ra's can be redeemed, that his soul can be saved. He does some really cool super breath stuff, one of Superman's cheesiest powers, but he uses it in a really cool way here. It's just all great Superman stuff. And he's on the Kent farm, doing farm stuff, doing Kent stuff, and then saving a battleship. And it's all beautifully rendered. It's a great issue, Jeff.
I think if I had one complaint, it would be that this doesn't feel like the same character from the previous issues. He doesn't seem as angry as I would have expected him to be after the last 14 issues.
That's good. I think that's because he worked through some of that anger capturing Ra's.
Sure. Yeah.
I guess. Though there are some good moments when he flies up into the stratosphere and screams his head off because out of frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that through 10 or 11 issues, that was sort of one thing, Django, is that it didn't feel like I was really getting to know that character very well. Like he's always running around, you're hanging out with the people around him and kind of chasing after him. And it sounds like through the last several issues, we've gotten to know them quite a bit better. So I am interested for sure.
I think it'd be worth catching up if you have the time, Jeff.
Roman, is it your favorite of the Absolute books?
It's second favorite. Wonder Woman is my favorite, then Superman, and then Absolute Batman.
But you like Absolute Batman quite a bit.
I do, and that and Superman are kind of like, I feel like almost every other issue of the two, they kind of switch places and my ranking.
I just think it's kind of an excellent feather in the cap of DC that Roman, stalwart, long-time DC head, likes the classic stuff in Silver Age. Absolute is working on him.
Yeah, much more than I expected it to, because I didn't think it would be for those very reasons. I didn't think it would. I dig it as long as I have. Then Absolute Green Lantern is in my third or fourth position slot.
Right.
What do you give this one, Roman?
I give it a 9.5.
9.5 from Roman Statler. I'm going to give it a 9.0. And our employee Jake, who I don't think he's given anything a 10.0 without someone strong arming him into it, says this might be one of the best issues of anything he's ever read. And he gave it a 9.5. So for him,
Awesome.
I think that's an 11.5.
Wow.
Yeah. And Superman's Jake's favorite character.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. Some people 10 is a mindset, right? 10 is perfection.
That's right.
10 is impossible to achieve. Okay, can I co-opt a little bit of Roman's time as well, Django?
Please do.
Roman,
Jeff.
Japan was gone, bunch of stuff. This book comes out a lot, so I think I missed an issue or two. But Amazing Spider-Man 19 came out this week.
Oh.
I feel like the previous issue was like Norman focused, so I did read it. Either way, I don't know what I've missed, but this one was jumping back in with like Spider-Man in space, because like that's been going on for like issues now.
Yeah.
For like months, Peter Parker's been off planet, and like some people know and some people don't know, and like sometimes we're hanging out with him, but sometimes we're not. And other people are being Spider-Man, like Ben Parker and Norman. And now we're like back, and like I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited for this whole section of this to be done. But Guardians of the Galaxy is like always missed for me. Like just like Imperial, I wasn't into. Like space stuff of Marvel doesn't really grab me, and this is just like all kind of like no characters we know, all like kind of Guardians-esque stuff. We got Rocket in there, and we're flying around through space, and Spider-Man's got like a new costume. It's black and gold. Maybe it's that Warlock type character. Maybe it's just the same colors.
I think it's a similar tech, but it's not actually one of that race.
Okay. All right. Have you been reading all this? Where are you at? It was crazy to dip back in. We're still dealing with this like Hellgate thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's his helmet on the cover.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like Ash and I were talking about this, how we're both still reading Amazing Spider-Man, and it's almost obligatorily because it's even more of a soap opera than traditionally, and I don't care about the space stuff anymore. Except I do like Peter's. I forget her name. The yellow alien space woman.
She's cool.
His new kind of girlfriend, very casual.
His new
So I hope they keep her around. Though if they do, they'll probably what's his name, Hellgate will probably kill her or something, and because Peter can't be happy.
You just throw an ambiguous white guy with brown hair into like a mostly white and black space suit with just sort of like particulates sectioned off of different colors. Like that's about the most boring. Like, we're running around hallways in space doing something. And
I've lost track of where is Hellgate during all this. Is he just like hanging out in his hell dimension or something, waiting for Peter to come back to Earth because he can't fight him in space or something? I don't know.
Pretty sure it's the previous issue that we were hanging out with like Norman and stuff. So it feels disjointed, and I don't know what the move is or what's going on. But Amazing Spider-Man, I feel like it says that they're coming back to Earth next issue. So thank goodness. Amazing Spider-Man 19, 7.5.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7. Apparently, Pete's like with this new suit, and he's got advanced tech now, and maybe learned some skills that we never saw him learning anything. That now he can supposedly beat Hellgate. I don't know why exactly.
It was like a classic kind of anime level up of like, all right, here's the thing that will give you powers and you'll be more strong. And he's like, okay, cool, thank you, but I don't know if I'll take it or not. And now he's gonna fight.
That's my cosmic problem, boys.
I'm with you.
Yeah. What's that? I was reading something the other day. Oh no, I was watching Stranger Things, and it's.
Oh, are you watching the new Stranger Things? I know you've been really excited about that final season.
I'm working my way through it. I like to see old people play young people in movies and TV.
It's one of your favorite things.
It's one of my favorite things. It's just a little character quirk of mine that I like to tell people about. But that's one of my problems with those kinds of stories is like, oh, you're gonna think harder and push your hands at them harder, and you'll win. Like, cool. Right on. I hope your cosmic powers treat you well, Spidey.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else do we have to talk about here, you guys?
Well, I mean, it's not an insane week of books. There's a couple more things, though. Django, what do you got? Oh, Django, I have a note.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Arcadia. I want to hear about Arcadia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna share the image of Arcadia here and find my copy of the comic. This is a little surprise bit that we got here, you guys. So, Roman, did you read this?
I did.
Okay, and Jeff, you did not.
Correct.
Because if I remember right, it was a little dry and didn't feel like it was headed in a cohesive direction when you
Just
finished
not
the
a
first
super Jeff exciting direction. Yeah.
Yeah, so this issue, I don't know for sure that would be solved, because now we're looking at the politics of failed uprising on this oil derrick run by a despot. But it was kind of cool. Like, I've always kind of liked Batman's relationship with Green Arrow when they're both just butt heads to each other. So I appreciate in this one, like, it opens with Green Arrow being chased by the bad guys and Batman like not really helping him, but also pretty confident that he's not going to die because he knows that Ollie's good at what he does. So Batman's kind of being a butthead about it, but you know, he trusts that Ollie is going to get through whatever he's getting through, and he's not trying to hurt him. He's just not trying to help him either. And just yeah, a lot of like politics and rounding up the prisoners and stuff for how short this issue was, and a lot of mystery solving by all three of the characters in different ways, which I thought was really cool. Like having Batman kind of teaming up with the bad guy or pretending to be working with the bad guy in order to solve things, and having Ollie get captured and trying to solve things from the background, and have the Question doing his own kind of detective version. Well, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like this issue a lot. I liked it more than the first issue, just because we have all that stuff where, you know, Batman's been hired by the whatever it is, the bad guy, but Batman doesn't know he's a bad guy yet, but he's putting together the clues that he is a bad guy in this issue. And they have a great discussion about what they're up to, their ultimate goals. And Batman's realizing he's talking about like world rule level and that kind of stuff in a post-democratic paradigm, he says. And so they're getting into that discussion, which of course is nowadays is very interesting to all of us. And Kiston
says, what do they do ultimately that separates them other than arrows and batarangs?
Well, Green Arrow's they're kind of in partnership with the Question. The Question's infiltrated the actual workforce to find out what's going on from the inside. And Green Arrow's on the outside, kind of providing distractions and also trying to take out some use some strategy and take out some weapons and things. And then Batman has been hired by the actual owner. I think he's more than a foreman, the owner of the this factory. And slowly finding out, and also from a conversation he has with Green Arrow, I think later in this issue, finding out that things aren't quite what they seem, and he may be on the wrong side.
Yeah, I think it kind of comes down to, you know, Green Arrow being more impulsive and Batman being more methodical. This is obviously not the same Batman that we read about in other series, because I think that it's probably been the 70s since Batman would try to put on a costume and infiltrate at the high level like this, you know, like politically offer to be a heavy in order to get on this into this community. But I feel like it's a really good throwback to just all that.
That's what it feels like to me. Is like the best part of it is it seems like it's holding to kind of those Silver Age, or I guess, you know, kind of like 80s era political Green Arrow, kind of Green Lantern, Batman stuff that you would have got at that time.
Yeah, the Green Arrow, Mike Rell, I think it was Baxter series, and the Question series that
Sienkiewicz and Cohen and
yeah.
Danny O'Neill.
Yeah.
Nate asked how many issues in the series. Is it gonna be 4 or 5 issues?
It's gonna be 4, which
that
is
sounds right because they're kind of
weird
chunky
number.
issues.
Yeah, it's a little bit big, and they feel pretty gratifying. So
yeah, especially the end of this one. Yeah,
I would say 8.0. I mean, it's Gabriel Hardman. That's a solid creator, you know. Makes good comics.
I'll go 8.0. Sure.
A pair of 8s, the Ocho.
The Ocho Bros. The Brochos.
The Brochos.
All right. Jeff, did you want to tell us a little bit about the Ultimate Wolverine?
You know, yeah, absolutely Wolverine. So Chris Condon, Ultimate Wolverine, Ultimate Universe, still winding down, still ending, still a thing that's about to end.
Any day now.
It's been the most like successful and exciting part of the Marvel universe for the last year and a half, but it's ending. They're doing other stuff, and this series looks like it's winding down again, couple issues behind. So I was like, you know, any good comic series you can just kind of like jump into. So I missed a couple issues, maybe 2 or 3 of this. And I read this, and I read the recap page. Love those recap pages. And I was like, dang, they did a lot in the last 2 or 3 issues that I've missed. We have cleared up a lot of room. Okay. It seems like we're ending this universe. So, you know, most of the X-Men sounds like have died, I guess. And we were hanging out with Wolverine, and we fought a bear for most of the issues. So like that's my memory of this series is like you'll spend an issue fighting a bear. But after the recap pages, apparently the 2 or 3 that I missed were very plot heavy. And yeah, you know, Wolverine's trying to keep the last couple X-Men alive, but they're killing off that kind of magic Colossus crew cabal that's been running the Ultimate Universe. So it seems like kind of the X-Men story as told through Ultimate Wolverine in the Ultimate Universe was mostly kind of created to bring down that largely mutant run cabal that was running the Ultimate Universe. And that seems to be what they're doing. I like this book a lot, even though it was sort of surprisingly paced and I dropped myself into the middle of it. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And I'm curious how many issues it's going to be. Maybe 14 is the last. That would make sense. And it kind of fits with the 24 numbering of things. But this also didn't necessarily scream that there's only one more issue. So it'll be interesting there.
Did you read it, Roman?
Yeah. Or wait, no, I didn't read Wolverine.
Okay.
Wolverine.
Okay. You just keep saying it though.
But he loves Wolverine.
I like saying Wolverine.
I do too.
That's cool. That's cool, bro.
I've got one other.
It's the best there is at what he does.
Yeah. What's the other one?
I read Twilight Zone number 3. Roman, did you read Twilight Zone?
I did read that one. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Admittedly, I had boosted the orders for this a little bit, but not nearly enough. So we've got more coming in. But this Twilight Zone series are one-shots by IDW. Each one with a different creator. I didn't fully realize that this one was written and drawn by Stokoe. So James Stokoe, who's doing other books right now. He actually had 2 books come out this week. But this was just a little one shot in the vein of Twilight Zone, written and drawn by him. And anytime you can get one issue done by Stokoe, that's awesome. You should do it. And especially black and white. That was really cool. But Django, you took issue with the grayscale.
Yeah, there's 2 ways you can do grayscale. And one of them is to just kind of convert everything to black and white and print it as color. And another way is to like apply a black and white halftone to everything. And another one is to kind of do the shading and the tones on one layer and then put all the solid lines above that. So you've got solid outlines that aren't getting made out of dots. And that's my preference. And that is not what they did.
Does it look
everything
like largely done digitally in here?
It just looks like they printed everything in there with no lines. It's all dots. Okay. And that's why, like, when you look really close, all the outlines on the characters and stuff are made out of little tiny halftone dots rather than being a solid black color. and I prefer the solid black color. I would guess that's a Stoko decision though, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows what he's doing. He
Well,
does fine lines.
I can't really think of having seen his art in black and white before.
Wasn't it on? No, wait, Godzilla. His Godzilla was in color, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I was also curious how much of this presentation is like dealing with turning something that's largely color into black and white.
Like, did he do it in color initially?
Yeah, I mean, that would be crazy to do that much work and turn it black and white, but it does feel like the way that this black and white was done, it sort of feels like it was in color turned black and white, right? Rather than
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 100 production things that could have decisions that could have been made that would have led there.
Well, were the second first issues in color or black and white?
Black and white.
Probably black and white.
Okay, so they're doing every issue in black and white just to match the original series.
Yeah, so that was the Stoko of it. The story of it was kind of fun, but you know, a little Planet of the Apes-esque. Yeah, Rowan, what'd you think of the story?
Yes, I was sure that good ways into this, I thought, oh, this is going to have the same ending as, or almost the same ending as, I think it was Beneath the Planet of the Apes, where they find out at the end that down in the subway tunnels that they're worshiping a bomb, an unexploded nuclear bomb. But no, this didn't go that way. I thought it was, but no, turns out they're worshiping something else. It was pretty cool. It was a nice little twist.
Yeah, it's one of those stories that seems like you're in pre-civilization times, and then you slowly learn that it's post-civilization times, and they're worshiping odd aspects of our destroyed society.
Yeah, and headquartered in something that looks like it was based on kind of the British Museum on the outside. So that was cool. It's a fun issue. A good Twilight Zone story.
I think so too. Yeah, fit the mood, fit the pacing of it. The intro and outro was great, which is what you'd want in a kind of one-shot sort of sci-fi story like this. So yeah, very good. We'll have more coming in, so everyone should check it out. And again, Stoko is something to behold, but this miniseries is cool, and I should be getting some more of it. This is the first one that I've read.
Yeah, I actually don't remember the first two issues.
What kind of scores do you guys give this?
Oh, at least a 9.
I think I got to go 9 because like the Stoko of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good comics this week, you guys.
Yeah. Not an insane number, but very good ones.
I read a book that I really liked that I don't think either of you are still reading, and I might be wrong. Roman, are you still reading Cheetah and Cheshire Rob the Justice League? You are?
Is this the final issue?
Final issue.
Wow.
Awesome twist. The art has been great the whole time. It's Nicola Scott with Greg Rucka writing, and lots of really good character stuff because Greg Rucka is great. Lots of great expressions because Nicola Scott is awesome, and a nice little twist at the end that when you read it, you're like, oh, duh, I should have seen that coming. Of course, XYZ. And it's you think some characters are being stupid, but actually it's all part of a big plan. And I would have never guessed that I would ever say the phrase, I would read an ongoing Cheetah and Cheshire comic.
Heist book.
By Greg Rucka.
Well, I mean, by Greg Rucka, and then it's like, no brainer.
Well, yeah, but even so, like these are not characters that I am likely to read. So
no, I mean, Cheetah and Cheshire as your two title characters is an experiment in like, can we get people to read this?
Yeah, don't let the copyright expire.
Exactly.
And they just knocked it out of the park here. So 8.5 from me.
Yeah, this was a surprising series all around. 8.5 for me. Heck, maybe even a 9, really.
Yeah.
Nice.
Especially with this team they assembled for this heist. I mean, it's like the villain version of Birds of Prey. It's a pretty cool team.
Yeah. And I have one other I just wanted to shout out real quick.
Oh no.
don't need to do a full review on it because it's a pretty hairy comic. But The
hairy.
Devil on My Shoulder #2, Kyle Starks and Peter Kowalski. The first issue of this, I think we talked about at length, probably on the last episode that we had since we took almost a month off. But the first issue was just like 20 pages of these bad kids torturing this woman, like gruesome, horrible stuff. And this is the first issue of her revenge. And I don't want to say it's really fun, but I like the way she's going about it, and it's compelling. And there's that thing about comedians being able to switch over to drama pretty well, because like that direction of the skill set works. And I think Kyle Starks, I don't know if he would want to just be called a comedic writer, but that's what he's done mostly until now. And this is him switching over to drama and just swinging for the fences with it. So yeah, good stuff. I'd give this a, God, I feel like if I give it a 10, I should go to jail. I'm going to give it an 8.
I really want to read both issues. Yeah.
Yeah. I would super recommend it. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. And I almost missed it because I forgot the title of this book. So I saw it and I was like, I don't know what that is. It's issue 2. What do I care? And then I opened it. I was like, oh, it's this story. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is like, I don't know, comic equivalent of a really good Korean revenge film.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's not here to make you comfortable. That's for sure.
Nope, not at all.
Jeff, you got anything else, or Roman?
Well, I just wanted to say that I got an email from our good friend Phil Satile, who said, I just rewatched episode 400. Love that Barry reached out to me in the Blimp Bear appearance. I've named one of my recent compositions Blimp Bear. Happy friggin' New Year.
Nice.
So, listen, Blimp Bear appreciates you and thinks about you specifically, Phil. In fact, sometimes we'll be going to bed and he'll just be like, blimping for Phil. I made buttons and they say blimping for Phil. Actually, I made a tank top. It's like a faded pink bear tank top and it says blimping for Phil. I wear it when I'm blimping. Oh. That does it for us. You can contribute just like Philip and just like Bill. We love it. It actually, Django, would you say it quenches our thirst?
I would say it slakes our thirst.
It slakes our thirst.
It has not quenched anything yet because we don't have the volume.
Right. Okay. But when the volume starts juicing, we certainly will. So Jeff at thecomicsplace.com is how you contribute to this fair maiden of a podcast, this fair maiden voyage of a podcast. Setting out to sea, setting out to sail. Quavo. So, Jeff at thecomicsplace.com. Happy New Year. Lots of good stuff in the comics world. The FOC last week was crazy. So in 3 weeks, we should have awesome comics. Yeah, okay. Probably also next week we'll have awesome comics. I think I got everything, Django. What do you got?
I just want to remind everybody to review the show on your favorite podcast reader. And also, when you're watching this, I don't know if you guys can see it, Jeff and Roman, but we have a number of people watching.
I love it.
If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the like button. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mother.
Say a new podcast is starting up, and we'll pretend it's episode 1 for them. Tell us, and we'll say, hey, Stephanie, episode 1. You're on the ground floor. You haven't missed anything. Here we are.
That's right. That's right. That's all I got. We'll see everybody next week.
See you next week.
If the, good Lord's willing, the creek don't rise. We'll see you for long.
It's been our sign off this whole time. Why not?
All year.
Why would we change? All year? How about all 415 episodes?
Or 2.
Music's on, boys. Respect the song.
Sorry.